What we can do, you well. Good evening. I want you to look around this room for a moment. Really look. Every single person you see is carrying something heavy. Some of you are carrying grief that would crush other people. Some of you are carrying debt, diagnosis, divorce papers, deportation threats, depression that feels like a second skeleton inside your skin. Some of you are carrying the memory of a child who didn't make it home, or a parent who no longer remembers your name. Some of you are carrying the quiet terror that everything you've built is about to collapse. And yet, here you are, breathing, listening, still in the fight. That alone is a miracle most people will never understand. Carrying, tonight I'm not here to give you another pep talk about positive vibes. I'm not here to sell you a vision board or tell you that if you just believe hard enough, the universe will send you a check and a parking space. I'm here to talk about the only question that has ever actually changed anything.
What we can do, not what should someone else do, not what should the government do, not what should God do, what we can do, because the moment you ask that question and mean it, the entire game changes. Let me tell you a story. In 1944, in the Auschwitz concentration camp, a man named Viktor Frankl watched his wife, his parents, and his brother die. He was stripped, shaved, starved, beaten, and numbered. Everything that could be taken from him was taken, and in the freezing darkness of that barracks, he made a decision that sounds insane until you understand it. He decided that the last of the human freedoms, the one thing they could never take away, was his freedom to choose his attitude in any given circumstance. He asked himself every single day, what can I do right now with what I still have? Sometimes the answer was, hold the hand of a dying stranger and tell him he is not alone. Sometimes the answer was, share the last crumb of bread, even though my own stomach was eating itself. Sometimes the answer was, notice the sliver of sunset between the barbed wire and let it break my heart open instead of shut. And because he kept asking that question, he survived. Not just physically though, he did, but spiritually intact. He walked out of hell carrying meaning instead of bitterness. That is the power of what we can do. Now let me tell you another story, this one from last year. A woman in rural Georgia named Keisha lost her job when the plant closed. Then her husband left. Then the bank took the house. She and her 3 kids moved into a single-wide trailer with a leaking roof and no heat. One night, her 12-year-old son came to her crying because the kids at school called them trailer trash. She sat on the edge of his bed and felt a familiar wave of helplessness rise up like bile. And then almost like someone else whispered it in her ear, she heard the question, what we can do. Not what can Obama do, he was long gone. Not what can the church do, they'd already brought 1 casserole and stopped answering the phone. Not what can the daddy do, he was 3 states away with his new girlfriend. What we can do. So the next morning, Keisha got up at 5 a.m., woke her kids, and said, today we are going to clean this trailer until it shines. We are going to cook the best meal we can with what's in the pantry. We are going to put on our best clothes, even if they came from the Goodwill binning. We are going to walk into that school like we own the damn place, because nobody gets to decide our worth but us. 6 months later, that same boy won the school's spelling bee. A year later, Keisha was hired as a supervisor at a new factory that opened 20 miles away. 2 years later, she bought back a house smaller than the old one, but paid for in cash. When people ask her how she did it, she says the same thing every time. I stopped waiting for rescue. I started asking what we could do with what we had, right where we were. Listen to me very carefully. Your life will not be fixed by the next election. It will not be fixed by the next diet, the next guru, the next apology that will never come, the next lottery ticket, the next therapist, the next pastor, the next pester, the next pill, the next promotion, the next child, the next recession, or the next breakthrough. Your life will be fixed slowly, painfully, imperfectly, by the insane courage to keep asking what we can do today with this right now, and then doing it, even when it's ridiculously small, especially when it's ridiculously small. Because here is the secret nobody wants to tell you. Great things are never done by people who felt ready. Great things are done by people who were trembling, broke, terrified, unprepared, and did it anyway. Mother Teresa started with one dying man in a gutter in Calcutta. Nelson Mandela started with 27 years in a cell, writing on toilet paper. The Polish resistance started with a few teenagers stealing pistols from dead German soldiers. Your grandmother started with a 4th grade education and a baby on her hip and still kept 7 kids alive through the Depression. They all asked the same question you must ask now: what we can do. So let me give you the practical version. The one you can use tomorrow morning when the alarm goes off and the darkness tries to talk you back into staying in bed. Here are the rules I live by. Write them down. Tattoo them on your arm if you have to. Rule 1, do the next right thing. Only the next one, not the next 50, just one. If you're depressed and haven't showered in a week, the next right thing is stand up and walk to the bathroom. That's it. The rest will come after you. Obey the first whisper. Rule 2, protect your margins. The world will try to steal every second of your time and every ounce of your energy. Say no, like your life depends on it, because it does. Guard your sleep, your silence, your mornings, your workouts, your people, your prayers, like they are oxygen. Rule 3, tell the truth, especially when it costs you. The truth is the only thing that actually sets you free. Everything else is just slow-acting poison. Rule 4, own your shit. Every bit of it. The addiction, the anger, the laziness, the resentment, the jealousy, the pride. Own it out loud to God and to at least one other human being. The moment you do, it loses half its power over you. Rule 5, give more than makes sense. Give money you don't have. Give time you don't have. Give forgiveness you don't feel. Every single time you give when it hurts, you are building a muscle that will carry you through every time life hits you in the mouth. Rule 6, stay teachable. The day you think you have it figured out is the day you start dying. Stay humble. Stay curious. Stay in rooms where people are ahead of you. Rule 7, finish. Not perfectly, not all at once, but finish. The book, the degree, the hard conversation, the workout plan, the reconciliation. Finish what you start, even if you have to crawl across the finish line bleeding. I want you to leave here tonight with one assignment. Before your head hits the pillow, I want you to write down 3 things. One thing you will stop doing tomorrow that is killing you slowly. One thing you will start doing tomorrow that your future self will thank you for. One person you will reach out to today, tomorrow, this week, who needs to hear that they are not alone. And then I want you to do them. Because the world doesn't need more information. It needs more people who do what they already know. You are not too old. You are not too broke. You are not too broken. You are not too late. You are exactly where you are supposed to be to start again. So stand up right now. Wherever you are, stand up. Put your hand over your heart and say it with me. I am still here. That means I still have work to do. And I will do it. Starting now. Say it again, louder. I am still here. That means I still have work to do. And I will do it. Starting now. One more time like you mean it. I am still here. That means I still have work to do. And I will do it. Starting now. Good. Now go. Do it. The world is waiting on you. Not the version of you that will exist someday when everything finally lines up. The version of you that is standing here tonight, scared, tired, imperfect, and alive. That version is enough. That version is dangerous. That version is going to change everything. Thank you, and Godspeed.